Alright, hi everyone. It's that time of the week where I come on here and chat, but welcome to another episode of the weekly chat where I just chat about anything and everything. If you guys don't know me, my name is Pim, and I just create videos where I try to inspire, motivate, and entertain people while I grow as an individual and just have fun with what I'm doing. So I have a few notes written down here just so I can keep track of everything I wanted to mention in this video. But first, I want all of you guys to just think about who your friends are. Think about who you surround yourself with, who you spend your time with. Take a moment to think about who those people are. Now, are they good people? Do they support you? Do they work hard? Are they motivational people? Do they have goals that they want to reach? Do they have a purpose? Are they passionate about something? Do they have similar goals to you, and do they work hard for what they want in their life? Now, these are very important questions to be asking yourself because it reflects on who you are. And I believe in this so much because I see it so much, not just in other people, but with myself too. And yes, I'm calling myself out on this because it happens to us all. Happens to us all. There's good and bad to it though. I'm going to dive into that. If you don't quite understand what I mean by this, well, if your friends are mean and rude and jerks, bullies, then why are you friends with them? And if you think, oh, but they're nice to me though, so it doesn't matter. No, it does matter. It really does. Because why are you going to associate yourself with people who aren't good people? Because in the end of the day, they still don't have good character. But why does this really matter? Why is this a big deal? Well, that's because the longer you surround yourself with them, the more likely you will become them. And I know a lot of you guys might be thinking, like, oh no, but that won't happen to me. Oh no, I'm very self aware about these things, this and that. No, you're not. Most of the time, you're not. And sometimes it doesn't even happen as fast, but it will creep up on you, and you won't even realize it till later. Because if there are two people that you're with and they smoke, you'll become the third. Two people who drink, you'll become the third. Two people who get lazy, you'll become the third. But you can switch it around. This isn't always bad. If you're around two people who go and work out, you'll probably become the third. If you're around two people who work on their goals every day, you'll probably become the third. Two people who view their lives very positively, you'll become the third. Do you guys get the trend now, the pattern? The people who you are around, you're more likely going to do things that they're going to do. Because we as people, we socialize. We like to do things with other people. That's how we are as humans. So if you're around people who make jokes a lot, you're more likely to become someone who's going to start making jokes. If you're around really smart people, that's forcing yourself to try to become smart as well. That's how we work, that's how we function. Now that's why if you're around a lot of people who go out and let's say do drugs, you're more likely to fall into that trap if you don't leave that. If you don't get out of that situation, you don't surround yourself with those kind of people. Now, this is important because if you want to become a successful person, you're going to have to start surrounding yourself with some successful people, or at least the mindset of that. If you want to travel the world, you should be hanging around people who also want to travel the world. Not saying that you as an individual have to be around people exactly like you. That's not my point. You don't want that. I am actually against that too because I love being friends with people who have um different opinions sometimes, people with different interests. I don't want to hang around someone exactly like me. Sometimes that's a little boring. I don't want to have a copy and paste friend. But my point is the morals. Those are important. The who you want to be is important because you want to have those similar aspects with the people that are around you. So let's say if you're around people who are very negative, you're more likely to become very negative. You could probably even see this with some people, but let's say you're on a journey to try not to curse as much. If you're around people who are cursing a lot, you're more likely going to be cursing around them too. It's just you're us as humans, which I think I might make a video on this later, but us as humans, we consume. We absorb things that are around us. We as people, you consume of what you are. The media you watch, the people you are around, the food you eat, that all becomes in you. So whatever you are what you consume. And today I'm just specifically talking about the people you're around because that builds on who you are. So, for example, let's say you want to become rich. You're going to have to surround yourself with people who want to become rich. If you surround yourself with people who don't care about what they do, don't want to work, don't want to do this and that, you're going to end up becoming those people. And if you don't choose to read books on how to get rich, get a job that's going to make you rich, change all these things, then you're not going to get there. And if you're not surrounded by people who will support that, then you're not going to get there. And that's how it is. This is a little example as well. Parents. Let's say you have kids. If you curse around your kids are going to start cursing too. If you're aggressive, your kids are probably going to be aggressive. Those kind of things. So, not that doesn't just happen with like mother, fathers and their children because their children only ever grow up with their parents. But this is very important with your friends too. So let's say you're going to work. If you're around a lot of lazy people, you're going to start thinking, oh wow, why am I working so hard? Maybe I could be lazy too. But if you're around a lot of hardworking people, you start to feel pressured into becoming hardworking as well. Does that make sense for you guys? So, pretty much the whole point of what I'm saying is to pick the right people you're with and pick the people who you want to become. So you kind of want it to be a little bit like a competition, but obviously not as competitive or extreme because you don't want your whole friendship to be built off of that. But pick the people who you want to grow with. Don't pick the people who are going to drag you down, make you who you don't want to be, or slow down the process of who you want to become. Don't pick friends who are mediocre or pick friends that are going to make you make bad decisions. And I'm going to get a little personal here, but let's say at my work job, I'm not really one to be judgy or one to really talk bad about people. I always hated that. But I'm really exposing myself here because I really don't want to mention this. But I'll be at work and we have this manager, and he's a really great person, really great person. However, there are some things that he does as a boss that annoys me because he's never owned a business before, so he doesn't really know what he's doing. And honestly, I should have given him grace for that and tried to help rather than getting annoyed and making comments with my coworkers. But the reason for that is a lot of my coworkers were already talking bad about that, and I never even thought about talking bad. I was just like, oh, like I honestly feel bad because he doesn't know what he's doing, and I wish that he didn't feel so lost. But because of that, I saw that my other coworkers felt annoyed, and I was like, oh, their feelings are valid. I'll talk about it too, blah 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 blah. But then it almost got extreme because that's what we would mostly talk about. But then it made the workplace more dreadful and angry. And at the end of the day, our manager did find out about us talking that. And it honestly made me feel awful because I was like, this isn't who I am. But I let what was around me absorb me into it. And my manager obviously like knew that too. He literally told me straight up, don't let other people's comments make you comment on it as well. And I was like, oh, gosh, like it really felt like a slap in the face, and I felt like I really woke up from that because I was like, why am I like this? I would hate for that to be me. And this isn't the kind of character I want to be. So I'm just saying like I'm no better. I'm not here to necessarily teach. I'm kind of here to relate to you and try to help people out, but I'm not here pointing fingers saying that I'm perfect or anything because I'm far from perfect. And I just wanted to mention that. Anyways, I like to view myself as a pretty positive and optimistic person. I think I'm kind of bubbly, but that doesn't always happen because I every day I wake up, I go to class, and my one class has so much negative energy, constant anger, constant yelling, constant telling us in our face that we suck and that we are idiots. And that really does ruin my day, and it makes me become very angry at the situation and me to become very negative and have this whatever mentality thinking that, why does it even matter if she doesn't even care, this and that. So if it really does show that your environment really does affect you, and the people are your environment. So don't just be thinking that what you're doing, your job, your work, what you eat affects you because the people around you affect you as well. So just make sure that you're being careful about who you are, and who you surround yourself with is very important. Okay, so now I want to wrap this up, but now I want you to think about your friends again. Are they the people that you still want to have in your life? Or do you want to pivot? Is this who you want to be? Do you want to be the person that's going to help your friends as well change into a better version of yourself and try to just grow from there? But yeah, so moral of the video, pick the friends that you want to make your life better. Yeah, start being more observant. See if you are caving into things that your friends do. Do you actually really want to do them? Is that who you actually want to be? Is that actually you? Are you doing things because that's what your friends do, or is that because what you want to do? So I hope that all of you guys kind of use this time to just reflect a little bit, figure out who you are, who you want to be, and if the people around you are the people that you actually want to have in your life and who can help support you, motivate you, and bring you up towards your goals. Um, Again, if you're around people who are the total opposite of what you want, and honestly you have no idea why they're there, then I'm sorry to break it to you, but you should probably stop being friends with them. I mean, it's still fine to be acquaintances with people, but honestly, I really don't see any point in having people in your life that genuinely doesn't make it any better. All right, so that's the wrap of this episode. I love coming on here and chatting with you guys. I love having you guys here, and stay tuned for the next episode, and we'll chat sometime soon.